And welcome back to CentralValleyTalk.com. Let's talk business. Let's talk crisis and suicide prevention. My next guest, Barbara Breen from the Kingsview Behavioral Health Systems. How are you?
Great. How about you today?
I'm fine, thank you. All right.
Good.
We've been talking about a lot of food during this show. Now we're going to switch over to a more serious topic.
Great.
Tell everybody what you deal with.
Actually, we are a crisis and suicide prevention hotline. So we provide hope and help for people that might be feeling a little bit down.
A little bit down.
A little bit
I think
down.
they'd be feeling very down if they were...
Well, suicidal people, yes, but a lot of times people like you and I who have had a situational thing happen in our lives is very difficult. And so what we like to do is if they want to give us a call, we can talk to them. And sometimes you just need to talk to someone. And we have call responders, they're non-judgmental. Obviously, they're not individuals that you know. So we have a lot of men that call as well as women because they can actually speak to someone who can listen and possibly provide resources, maybe give them a different outlook about what's happening to them, talk about ways to make them, help them to feel a little better about themselves and what's going on and things that they can do to kind of uplift a mood and talk about some of the positive things that might be available to them as well.
Is there a charge for the service?
No, there is not. So it is free for all.
Well, who funds you?
We are funded by Cal Mesa, which is funded through our county stakeholders, and the counties would be Fresno, Kings County provide funding for us, as well as Mariposa, Merced, and Stanislaus counties right now. So,
okay. How many calls on average do you get in a week or a month? Or
well, we're averaging right now a little over 1,000 calls a month.
Wow!
So there's a lot of people in the valley, obviously, with the heat, the drought, unemployment. There's issues in the valley. You know, there's also mental health, situations as well. But we've just got a lot of situational crisis right now in our valley. So we just want people to know that we're there for them.
What do you? I'm trying to imagine, how do you deal with someone who's on the possible brink of killing themselves? You try to talk them down.
And you know what? We have some wonderful people that are our call responders, and that's exactly what they do.
I guess if they've taken that step to call, they're at least thinking about, maybe I don't want to go through with this, right?
Exactly. And that's what our call responders are able to do. They're just amazing people, that they can actually take people from that depth of that darkness that they're experiencing when they're at that point where they really wanted to kill themselves. And they bring them back. We call it kind of bringing people back to life. And they'll provide support systems, resources. We do a lot of follow-up calls. We provide safety plans for people. And then we make sure that we follow up. We call them back. We make sure they're okay. You know, we care. And we want people to know that we care, there's hope for them, and we're going to do everything that we can to help support them.
So if you're calling them back, it's not really anonymous.
Well, we're anonymous. However, if they call us and we ask them if it's okay if we can follow up with them. Okay. So it's definitely dependent on that particular individual.
They have to give the okay for you to call back.
They have to give the okay. But there's very few people that don't want us to call back.
Really?
Really. Because, they just...
They just needed someone at that point.
Exactly, yeah. and that's support. But we've had some wonderful. We've been able to talk down probably 80% of the individuals that call us that are at risk or in the process of committing suicide. The individuals that we aren't able to do that, well, if we're able to talk them down and bring them back and support them. If we know they're in the process of committing suicide, believe me, they let us know if they're in the process of committing. And if...
you mean they'll say, I just took a bunch of pills or something? Or
it's either that or they may have a gun. Ugh. They may have a rope. I mean, it's... I don't want to go into a lot of those types of things, but those are the kind of things that happen, and we know that we're dealing with someone that's really hit the bottom end of what's going on in their particular life.
Do you ever call the police?
Yes, we do.
You do.
In fact, if we can't bring them back, then we call emergency services right away. So And there's times when that happens.
Is that by law you have to do that, or?
Yes, we do. We have to. I mean, that's our commitment. That we will do everything that we have to do to make sure that people stay safe.
I would think that would stop some people from calling, thinking that, oh, they're just going to call the cops on me.
Well, hopefully not, because quite frankly, that happens, in a very, very small percentage of cases that we absolutely have to call emergency services, to save someone.
Sure. And like I said earlier, if they've taken the step of making that call, they're
Right.
looking for help.
They are looking for help. And the thing that's interesting, too, we are suicide prevention, but most of the people that are calling us are what we call crisis. They're in situational crisis, or they're in a crisis at the time.
Just depressed?
Exactly. They're not actually suicidal at that time. They're just feeling really down. They're feeling like they just need somebody to talk to. And we're here. We're able to provide that service, and we're so excited to be able to do that for our valley.
Okay. The phone number is?
Well, we have, I think it's at the bottom of the screen. That's our crisis phone number. And then if anyone might be interested in possibly volunteering, the phone number for that is 559-256-7678. So we'd be happy for people to volunteer. We're always looking for volunteer call responders as well, and people
You
to
do
help
train
us.
them, right? Before
40
you
hours
don't just
worth
throw
of-
them on a phone.
40 hours
40
worth of
hours,
training.
yeah.
40 hours worth of training. So yeah, so we're very excited.
Barbara, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming in. Barbara Breen with the Kingsview Behavioral Health Systems. And you've been watching CentralValleyTalk.com.